The stars were quiet as the Terran fleet moved swiftly through the dark reaches of space. Their destination was Vile Prime, the capital planet of the Vile Confederacy. It was the heart of the Council's technological power, and the place where many decisions against Earth had been made. No one in the Council expected the Terran fleet to arrive so soon or so secretly. Their ships traveled using new quantum warp gates, technology the Council had never seen before. This allowed Earth's ships to jump vast distances without leaving any trace. Admiral Jonah Riker stood on the bridge of the flagship Vindicator, his eyes fixed on the glowing planet below. The fleet formation was perfect, hundreds of sleek ships moving like one living organism. Beside him, Captain Alara Miles checked the final systems. "We have confirmation," she said softly. "All stealth drives are active. No Council sensors can detect us." Riker nodded. "Good. We have the advantage of surprise. Let's remind the Council why they should never underestimate humanity." The plan was simple, but bold. They would strike quickly, disabling Vale Prime's military facilities and orbital defenses, but without harming civilian areas. Earth's goal was clear: show power, not destroy lives. As the fleet entered Viel's orbit, alarms blared across the planet's space stations. But the sensors were too slow to catch the invisible ships. Council commanders scrambled to organize a defense, but it was too late. A calm voice rang out from the Vindicator's loudspeakers, broadcasting across all Council channels. "This is Earth. You declared us rogue and cut all ties. You attacked our people and called us enemies. Now, we answer, this is your warning. Surrender, or face the consequences." The message was simple but powerful. The Council's leaders stared in shock at their command consoles. Their arrogance had blinded them. Minutes later, the Terran fleet struck. Energy beams sliced through enemy shields. Electronic warfare systems disabled enemy communication and targeting. The Council's orbital defense cannons were silenced one by one. The fleet moved like a well-oiled machine. No confusion, no hesitation. Alara watched the battle unfold on the screen. "The Odin Protocol is working perfectly," she said. The strike was swift. Within 20 minutes, most of Viel's military infrastructure in orbit was neutralized. The planet's main spaceport was left untouched, and careful targeting avoided any civilian areas. The Council's High Commander on Vile Prime was forced to broadcast a message of surrender. "We ask for mercy," he pleaded. "The Council must not lose this war." But Earth's fleet did not respond with mercy. Riker's voice came through loud and clear. "You gave us none. You chose to betray and destroy. Now, you will see the strength of humanity. This is only the beginning." After the strike, the Terran fleet disappeared as quickly as it had come. Using their stealth drives and warp gates, they vanished into the darkness of space. Across the galaxy, the news spread like wildfire. Earth was not weak or defeated. It was strong, capable, and willing to fight for its survival. In council halls, panic and fear took hold. The Zarn Dominion and Viel Confederacy called urgent meetings, trying to decide how to respond. Many argued for peace talks, fearing further destruction. Others, proud and angry, demanded total war against Earth. Back on Earth, the people celebrated, quietly but with pride. They knew this was only the start of a long struggle, but the message had been sent clearly. Alara stood before a group of new recruits. "You are the future," she told them. "The galaxy will watch us. They will learn that humanity does not back down." Among the recruits was a young pilot named Rena, whose family had once been diplomats in the council. She listened carefully, her eyes shining with determination. "I want to fly with the Vindicator someday," Rena said. Alara smiled. "You will. And when you do, remember, our strength is not just in our weapons. It is in our courage and our will to protect what is right." Meanwhile, the Council worked desperately to repair their defenses. But Earth had another advantage: their artificial intelligence systems. The Terran AI, known as Aegis, coordinated the fleet's movements faster than any alien commander could react. It learned from every battle, improving strategy and response. In a secure room on Luna, Riker watched a simulation of the Council's next move. "They think more fleets can stop us," he said, "but they don't understand. We have technology and unity they cannot match." Alara stood beside him. "We must offer peace to those who wish it, but be ready to defend ourselves." Riker agreed. "We fight for survival, but we do not seek conquest." The galaxy was changing. Some races began to question the Council's leadership. Many saw the Council's betrayal of Earth as a sign of weakness and corruption. On a small moon far from Sol, a council of independent races met secretly. "We must find a new way," said Lyrian, the leader of the Zephyri. "The old council is broken." Others nodded in agreement. Earth's actions had shaken the foundations of power. The old alliances began to crack. Back on Vale Prime, rebuilding began slowly. The council was stronger than anyone expected, but the fear of Earth's fleet remained. Every council leader knew that the next strike might come at any time and anywhere. The galaxy waited, holding its breath. In the darkness of space, the Terran fleet prepared for the next move. Their mission was clear: to protect their home, to fight for their future, to show the universe the true strength of humanity. After the stunning first strike against Vale Prime, Earth's fleet disappeared into the depths of space once again. But the battle had changed the galaxy forever. The Council was no longer certain it controlled everything. Fear and doubt crept into their decisions. Back on Luna, Admiral Jonah Riker and Captain Ilara Miles gathered with their top advisors. The victory was important, but it was only the beginning. "We have shown our power," Riker said. "But the Council will not stop. They will seek to crush us," Ilara nodded. "We cannot fight them alone forever. We need allies." Riker smiled. "You're right. It's time to reach out beyond the Council's borders." Many races in the galaxy were unhappy with the Council. Some were small planets with little power. Others were strong but disliked the Council's strict rules and favoritism. Earth's diplomats began secret missions to contact these outsiders. They used hidden communication channels and trusted spies. They shared messages of hope and protection, promising friendship to those who wished to join. One such race was the Qatari, a species known for their skill in engineering and their peaceful ways. They lived on a lush jungle world, far from the Council's watchful eyes. Lyra, an Earth diplomat, stood before the Qatari Council. "The Council betrayed Earth, but we offer a new path, a chance to stand free." The Qatari leaders exchanged cautious looks. "We have felt the Council's control for many years," their leader said. "If Earth truly seeks peace and cooperation, we will stand with you." It was a small victory, but a powerful one. Meanwhile, the Zarn Dominion was growing more aggressive. The Zarn were furious at Earth's attack on Viale and feared losing control of the galaxy. High Commander Rax ordered the construction of new warships equipped with weapons designed to counter Earth's stealth technology. "Our enemies grow stronger," Rax said to his officers, "but they will learn fear." But even within the Zarn, doubts appeared. Some Zarn leaders questioned the endless fighting. "Is this war truly what we need?" one elder asked quietly. "Can we find peace before destruction comes?" These words were quickly silenced by the war party, but the seeds of change had been planted. Back on Earth, Captain Ilara Miles led a small task force to meet with the Qatari on their home planet. The jungle world was beautiful and wild, filled with towering trees and glowing plants. The Qatari welcomed Earth's diplomats with curiosity and respect. Ilara spoke to the Qatari leader under the shade of ancient trees. "Our strength comes not only from our fleet, but from those who choose to stand with us," she said. "Together, we can build a galaxy where no race is betrayed or ruled by fear." The Qatari agreed to share their advanced engineering knowledge and resources. This alliance gave Earth a new edge: stronger ships, better defenses, and hope for more friends. Back in council chambers, tension grew. The Vale Confederacy and Zarn Dominion pushed for an all-out war against Earth. The Council's older races debated fiercely. Some believed that Earth should be destroyed to prevent future threats. Others warned that war would only unite Earth and its new allies. Meanwhile, Earth's message of peace and protection began to inspire other neutral worlds. Small colonies and independent planets started to send secret messages of support to Earth's fleet. One such message came from the Veridans, a race known for their wisdom and diplomacy. Ambassador Talon of the Veridans contacted Earth's command. "We see the Council's mistakes," Talon said. "Your courage has opened eyes across the stars. We offer our knowledge and friendship." Earth's leaders welcomed these new allies carefully, knowing that trust must be earned. While Earth built new friendships, the Council sent more fleets to hunt for the Terran fleet. Battles broke out on the edges of space, quick skirmishes, where Earth's fleet used stealth and AI coordination to win without heavy losses. The Terran AI, Aegis, had learned to predict Council tactics, making the fleet faster and smarter in battle. Ilara watched one battle simulation with Riker. "Thiambe, Council's fleets are strong, but their strategy is predictable," she said. "They rely on old ways. We must continue to evolve." Riker agreed. War is not just about weapons. It's about intelligence and unity. In the depths of space, Earth's fleet grew stronger with every new ally. The combined forces of humans, Qatari engineers and Veridan diplomats created a powerful and diverse team, but not all was easy. Some Council races sent spies to infiltrate Earth's alliances. These spies tried to create distrust and confusion. Ilara worked closely with intelligence officers to uncover these agents. "We cannot allow betrayal inside our ranks," she said firmly. "Trust is our greatest weapon." One night, on Luna, Riker received an encrypted message. It was from an unexpected source, a high-ranking official inside the Council who wanted to meet secretly. The message read, "Not all of us agree with the Council's path. There is a chance for peace. Meet me on the asteroid Delta 9. Come alone." Riker looked at Ilara. "This could be important or a trap." Ilara nodded. "But we have to try. The galaxy needs peace, and maybe this is the chance." On the dusty surface of asteroid Delta 9, Riker met with the secret Council official, a Vial named Joran. Joran's eyes were tired but determined. "I do not support the betrayal of Earth," Joran said quietly. "Many in the Council feel the same. We want to find a way to end this war without more destruction." Riker listened carefully. "What do you suggest?" he asked. Joran pulled out a small data chip. "A plan to reform the Council, to include all races fairly, to stop the old powers from controlling everything." Riker considered the offer. It was risky, but peace was worth trying. "We will consider this," Riker said. "But only if the Council stops their attacks on Earth and our allies." Joran nodded. "I will do what I can. But the war is not over yet." Back on Earth, news of the secret meeting spread quickly among the leadership. Ilara warned, "We must stay strong. The Council's divisions may help us, but they will not end the war overnight." Riker agreed. "We will keep building our alliances and our fleet. We will fight to protect our home, but always seek peace." The galaxy was on the edge of a new era. Earth was no longer alone. The shadows of betrayal still lingered, but hope was growing. The Terran fleet prepared for what came next. Together, with new friends, humanity was ready to face the future. The stars watched silently as Earth's fleet prepared for what could be the final battle. Months had passed since the secret meeting on Delta 9. The galaxy's tension was higher than ever. The Council remained divided, some leaders pushing for peace, others demanding war until Earth was crushed. Admiral Jonah Riker stood on Luna's observation deck, looking at the shining Earth below. The planet had survived betrayals, attacks, and darkness. Now it was ready to rise. "Captain Ilara," Miles approached him quietly. "The fleet is ready, Admiral. Our allies have sent their ships in support." Riker nodded. "Good. This is more than a battle. It's a chance to build a new future." Across the galaxy, the Council fleets gathered. They hoped to stop Earth's growing power once and for all. But the Council's enemies, Earth and its allies, had learned much in the last months. The Qatari engineers had redesigned Earth ships with stronger shields and faster engines. The Veridans shared powerful diplomatic tools, helping Earth's commanders negotiate with neutral worlds. Even some council races quietly supported Earth, waiting for the right moment to break free. As the fleets approached the neutral zone, the tension was thick. On the bridge of the flagship Vindicator, Admiral Riker spoke to his fleet. "Today we fight not just for Earth, but for every world that wants freedom and peace. We do not seek war, but we will stand strong if war comes. Remember, our strength is in unity, courage, and honor." Captain Alara checked the tactical displays. Sensors show Council fleets ahead. They are moving fast. The fleet held its breath as the two forces drew near. The battle began with sudden intensity. Energy beams and missiles filled space, painting bright streaks across the darkness. But this was no ordinary fight. The Terran fleet, guided by the AI Aegis, moved with unmatched coordination. Enemy ships tried to surround them, but Earth's fleet adapted quickly. The Qataris' new shield technology absorbed heavy attacks. Viridan diplomats and communication ships worked to send peaceful signals to smaller Council vessels, hoping to reduce fighting. During the battle, Riker received a message from the Council's secret faction led by Joran. "We are ready to meet," Joran said. "Stop your attack and we will discuss peace." Riker looked at Ilara. "What do you think?" She paused. "This could be our chance to end the war without more bloodshed, but we must be careful." Riker decided to send a small delegation to meet Joran on the neutral moon called Ceres. The battle paused as the fleets watched tensely. On Ceres, Riker, Alara, and Joran met face to face. Joran explained the plan to reform the Galactic Council. "All races will have equal voices," he said. "No more betrayals or secret deals. We want to build a galaxy where trust guides us." Riker listened carefully. "This sounds like the future we want. But how can we be sure this will work?" Joran smiled. "Because many within the Council are tired of war. They want peace too." The delegation returned to their fleets with hope. The Council forces began to lower their weapons, signaling willingness to negotiate. Earth's fleet did the same. In the days that followed, diplomats from Earth, the Council, and neutral worlds met on Ceres to write a new galactic charter. The discussions were long and difficult, but all sides worked together. Old wounds were acknowledged and promises made. The Terran fleet stood ready to defend, but the desire for peace was stronger. Back on Luna, Riker and Alara watched the new dawn together. "We have come far," Alara said softly. "From betrayal to unity." Riker smiled. "This is only the beginning. We must protect this peace with strength and wisdom." The Galactic Council was reborn, now called the United Galactic Alliance. Earth was welcomed as an equal partner, respected for its courage and strength. The old rivalries began to heal, and new friendships formed. The galaxy was not perfect, but it was hopeful. As Earth's fleet returned home, the people celebrated, not just victory in battle, but victory of spirit. Rena, the young pilot, stood among them, ready to fly for a future of peace. Alara approached her. "The galaxy will need pilots like you, brave, smart, and kind." Rena smiled. "I'm ready." Admiral Riker looked up at the stars one last time. "We were betrayed," he said quietly. "But we rose stronger. We showed the universe what humanity truly is." And with that, Earth's fleet sailed into the new dawn, a dawn of hope, unity, and endless possibilities. In the endless darkness of space where stars blinked like distant fires, the Galactic Empire sat in its grand capital aboard the massive space station Imperium Prime. For centuries, it had controlled countless star systems, weaving its influence like a giant spider web. The Empire's fleet sailed through the galaxy, maintaining peace, or at least its version of it. But now, a strange message arrived that no one expected. The Great Hall was filled with the Empire's highest leaders, known as the Senate. The room buzzed with murmurs and quiet conversations. Screens floated in the air, showing images of distant worlds and fleets moving through the void. Then silence fell as the chief communications officer appeared with a small box in his hands. "This is it," he said gravely. "A transmission from Earth." Many in the room gasped softly. Earth. The name was known to all, but it was a place, shrouded in mystery. For hundreds of years, Earth had vanished from galactic records. No ships, no signals, no ambassadors. It was like the planet had disappeared. The transmission was unusual. It was not sent with diplomacy or greetings. It was a clear, simple message. Attention. All Imperial vessels are hereby forbidden from entering Terran space. Violation will be considered an act of war. The voice was calm, almost cold, but the meaning was clear. The room erupted in shocked chatter. The Galactic Empire did not like to be threatened, especially by a planet it thought weak and isolated. Senator Rethan, a tall, sharp-eyed man, slammed his fist on the table. "This is ridiculous. Earth is just a backwater system. Why would they make such a bold claim?" The chief communications officer shook his head. "They didn't send a warning before. This is new, and the message came directly from Earth, unencrypted and unmasked." A woman with silver hair, Senator Lyra, leaned forward. "Perhaps they have grown stronger. We have no recent data about Earth. Maybe they have advanced. Or maybe they are bluffing," Rathan said. "This could be a trick to scare us away." The Empire's leaders debated late into the night. Was this a new power rising from an old world? Or a desperate bluff? Finally, the Emperor's advisor, Master Kellen, stood up. "The message is a challenge. We cannot ignore it. We must investigate." The Empire agreed to send a fleet to Earth's system. Not a full battle fleet, just a scouting group to observe and report. Captain Yelvar was chosen to lead the mission. He was young but experienced, known for his calm mind and sharp instincts. His ship, the Starhawk, was a sleek scout vessel, designed for speed and stealth. Yelvar gathered his crew in the briefing room. "We are going to Sol System," he said, using the ancient name for Earth's star. "Our mission is simple. Observe, report, and do not provoke. Earth has sent a warning. We will respect it, for now." The crew nodded, a mix of excitement and nervousness in their eyes. As the Starhawk jumped into hyperspace, Yelvar watched. The stars stretched into lines. The Sol system had always been considered quiet and unremarkable, but now it was the center of attention. Hours later, the fleet approached the edge of Terran space. The ship slowed, sensors scanning every inch of the area. The planets came into view. Mars, still red and dusty. Jupiter, with its swirling storms. And finally, the blue and green jewel, Earth. But something was wrong. No signals came from Earth. No satellites, no artificial transmissions. It was as if the planet was silent. Yelvar frowned. "Run a full system scan. Any signs of life, technology, or defense?" The sensors beeped, but the reports were puzzling. "All systems show normal. Planetary conditions," the science officer replied. "No unusual energy readings. No signs of artificial structures in orbit." "Then why the message?" Yelvar wondered aloud. Suddenly, one of the ships in the fleet blinked off the sensor screens. "What happened to Aurora?" Yelvar asked sharply. "Communications lost," the communications officer said. No response. Yelvar's heart quickened. "Send rescue drones. Try to establish contact." Minutes passed. Then another ship vanished. "Nova is gone," the tactical officer reported, his voice tense. The fleet grew quiet. One by one, ships lost power. Engines stalled. Systems shut down. No explosions. No attacks. Just silence and darkness. Yelvar felt a cold weight in his chest. "Prepare for emergency retreat. We don't know what is happening." The fleet drifted helplessly. The crew tried everything, but their systems were failing. A strange energy seemed to block their engines and communications. After hours, only the Starhawk remained functional. Somehow its systems flickered back to life, as if controlled by an unseen force. Yelvar looked at the main screen. A message appeared, glowing red. "You were warned. There will not be another." The voice was not spoken, but felt like it echoed. Inside his mind, the Starhawk escaped, carrying the terrifying message back to the Empire. Back in the Senate chamber, Yelvar reported the events. His voice was steady, but the room was silent with shock. "How could Earth have this power?" Senator Lyra asked. "What are they hiding?" Master Kellen stroked his beard thoughtfully. "Humanity has always been underestimated. They may have grown beyond our understanding during their isolation." Senator Rathan shook his head angrily. "This is an insult. The Empire will not be threatened by a single world." "But we must be careful," Kellen warned. "They control their space in ways we do not know. We face a new kind of enemy." The Senate agreed to pause further military action, for now. Instead, they would send envoys, diplomats, and scientists to try to learn more. Far from the political halls, on Earth, things were quiet. In hidden bases and underground cities, humanity had not stopped. They had worked in secret for centuries, mastering new technologies, uniting their people, and protecting their world. They watched the stars with patient eyes, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true strength. And now, that moment had come. The message was clear. Earth was no longer just a planet. Earth was a power that the Galactic Empire had been warned to respect, and the stars themselves would never be the same. Captain Yelvar sat quietly on the bridge of the Starhawk, his eyes fixed on the blackness of space ahead. Behind him, the surviving members of his crew worked in tense silence. They had escaped the strange energy that had stopped the rest of their fleet, but the memory of that sudden failure haunted them all. "Captain," the communications officer said softly, breaking the quiet. "The Empire expects a full report. What do we tell them?" Yelvar took a deep breath. "We tell them the truth. That Earth is not what we expected." He looked out at the faint glow of the Sol system, the familiar orbits of the planets circling their sun. But Earth itself seemed quiet, almost too quiet. Several days earlier, the 12 ships of the Empire's scout fleet had arrived at the border of Terran space with confidence. The message from Earth was bold, but no one expected actual danger. The Galactic Empire had fought many wars, faced countless enemies. A single planet, even one as mysterious as Earth, was not a real threat. At first, nothing unusual happened. The fleet scanned the area thoroughly. The planets were there, the moons followed their paths, and the stars shone steadily. But then the unexpected began. It started with a single ship, the Aurora. Suddenly, without warning, all contact with Aurora was lost. No distress signals, no explosions. Just silence. Captain Yelvar ordered an immediate search. Rescue drones flew to the last known coordinates of the Aurora. What they found was strange. The ship was floating, engines dead, systems offline. There were no signs of damage, no weapons fired. It was as if the ship's technology had simply stopped working. Before the crew could react, the same thing happened to Nova, then to Vanguard, and one after another, the ships in the fleet began losing power. The Starhawk was the last to stay alive. As the fleet fell silent, Yelvar studied the strange pattern. It was not an attack. They would have seen weapons fire or explosions if it were. No, this was different. Some force was shutting down their technology. The crew called it the Silent Shadow. The Silent Shadow was invisible on their sensors. It did not move like a ship or send signals. Instead, it seemed to be a field or wave of energy that spread, quickly disabling electronics. The fleet drifted helpless, waiting for rescue that would not come. Yelvar's mind raced. Could Earth have developed such a power? Had they created a defense system that was beyond the Empire's understanding? Suddenly, the Starhawk's sensors blinked. A message appeared on the main screen. "You were warned. There will not be another." The message was not spoken. It felt like it echoed inside Yelvar's mind, calm but powerful. He looked around at his crew. Their faces were pale, their eyes wide. "What now, Captain?" the first officer asked. Yelvar's voice was steady. "We return to the Empire, We report everything. We prepare. The journey home was long and filled with tension. Yelvar wondered about Earth. What kind of people lived there? How had they grown so strong in silence? What had the Empire missed? Back at Imperium Prime, the news of the fleet's failure spread like wildfire. Senators debated in angry, shocked voices. "This is unacceptable," Senator Rethan shouted. "We cannot let a single world humiliate us." Master Kellen spoke calmly. "We underestimated humanity. They have changed." Senator Lyra agreed. "We must learn more about their power. We must not attack without understanding." Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity watched. They had expected this response. They had waited for centuries to prepare. The planet was protected not just by armies or weapons, but by technology far beyond the galaxy's knowledge, hidden deep beneath the oceans. And in secret cities, human scientists and engineers worked tirelessly. They created the Silent Fleet, small, fast, and nearly invisible ships, equipped with technology that could disable any enemy without violence. The Silent Fleet moved like shadows, striking without warning and disappearing without a trace. Earth's leaders, known as the Terran Defense Council, understood the galaxy's power and dangers. They had learned from history, from old wars and mistakes. Now they chose a new path, defense through control of information and technology, not through open battle. The Empire's fleets would no longer sail freely into Terran space. Earth had declared itself a sovereign power, and the galaxy would have to respect that. Captain Yelvar stood once more before the Senate to give his full report. He spoke honestly about what had happened, the failure of the fleet, the strange energy, the silent threat. The Senate listened, some in disbelief, others with growing concern. In the days that followed, the Empire sent scientists and diplomats to Earth's borders, but no ship was allowed to enter the inner system. Earth's message was clear: Terran space was forbidden. And far away, beneath the calm surface of Earth, the Silent Fleet prepared for what might come next. They were the quiet guardians of humanity's future.